score being what it is, it doesn't hurt to try. It really doesn't. Granted, you do give great field position to Wheaton St. Francis, but it's 32-0 already, Ryan. So I'm okay with them trying to go for the onside kick there.
Taking a look at a couple quick scores here around the state of Illinois as we have kicked off Friday Night Lights. It is Dundee Crown 15-0 over Elgin High School right now. Plainfield East has a 10-8 lead over Rich Central, and that one is in the second corner. And taking a look at another key matchup, and we'll get to that one in just a second, as the Spartans have the ball on their own 49-yard line. 2 out to the right, 1 to the left, and the handoff goes up the middle, and breaking to the near side is Jonathan Crisco. He breaks into Panthers territory, lowering his shoulder, and gets inside the 30-yard line for a Spartans first down.
And here's something to think about for Jonathan Crisco as well. Yeah, he's not the starting back, but when you have, he's the spell back. He's the guy who comes in when your main back needs a break. So getting him some extra touches really doesn't hurt as well. Let him get his running legs here early on in the season, so when he comes in certain situations, he's ready for them.
And here's a quick score update for Pete Ferrari, alma mater of St. Rita. They lost to Malvern Prep from Pennsylvania, 37-0.
Wow.
Not like St. Rita football to lose by 37.
Yeah, but you're playing a team from a different state.
That is true. And here's the handoff to Jonathan Crisco. Oh, and he just gets tripped up right at the 17-yard line, falls to the 16. If he would have broke that tackle, Chris, that would have been another Spartan touchdown.
Yeah, good backside pursuit from Kelvyn, though. For Kelvyn, they saw where the ball was going. Just a little bit late, but they get the shoestring tackle to at least stop it from being a big game, or bigger than it was.
Another marquee matchup over in the southwest suburbs. Nazareth Academy has a 6-0 lead over the Bolingbrook Raiders at Bolingbrook. Not an easy place to go to.
And when you look at that tackle there, too, it was a really good read, Ryan, was the other thing as well.
Some of the far hash. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans on the Panther 18. Handoff again to Crisco on the far side. Gets to about the 15, and that's all he's going to get. So he'll get about 3 yards on the play, and we're seeing a little bit of discipline here on the Panthers side defensively now.
Well, it's not really that it was discipline. It was just more lack of communication, and I don't think that's completely discipline. They seem to be disciplined players. It's just they really haven't spent enough time maybe together as part of it.
So 2nd down and about 7 to go. Again, running clock remains in effect here. 32-0 Spartans over the Panthers. Usually the rule is, for a lot of games, it's a 40-point lead, but both coaches agreed towards the end of that first quarter to have the running clock after the field goal by Jungles was good back in the first quarter. And a handoff to Crisco as he was going to his left and brought back to the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a loss of a few there. It's going to be about 3rd and 10. So good job so far by the defensive line getting pressure through at the line of scrimmage so far are the Panthers.
Yeah, so far for the Panthers, this is the best that their defensive line has played. They just need to keep it up, and the players behind them need to help out as well.
So 3rd and 10 as the Spartans are back on the Panthers' 18-yard line. They're under 8:40 to go here in quarter number 3. 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Fake handoff as this one is going to go over and through the hands of Sean Buck, the senior tight end. Pass incomplete. 4th and 10 coming up here for the Spartans, and that's probably the only miscue we've seen offensively so far tonight.
Yeah, that is a pass, too, that Buck needs to catch as well. When you look at it, it's in the right spot. He let it right through his hands. I'm a little surprised he missed it. I think maybe it came a little bit quicker than he anticipated might have been what it was. I don't know. It didn't seem like a pass that he should have missed. And
the second-string offense is going to stay out there, so John Brundage will get his chance to convert his first 4th down of the season. 2 out to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield to his left tip, that being John Crisco. Handoff will go to Crisco. Is he going to get enough for the first down? He does. Gets inside the 5 and taken down at about the 3. 1st and goal coming up St. Francis.
That's a good individual effort by Crisco as well. There's a couple of times where it looked like he was going to get dragged down short of the first down marker, but the individual effort to push through and get past the marker allowed his team to continue this drive.
There's one more look at that run there by Crisco on the 4th and 10. He has that one blocker you can see right to the right of your screen there. And that being Buck kind of redeeming himself on that for the missed catch he had on the play previously. So 1st and goal now for the St. Francis Spartans as the ball is placed at the Panthers' 4-yard line as we approach the 7-minute mark to go here in this 3rd quarter. 1 out to the left, 2 to the right. And a handoff goes up to Crisco again, and he's going to be gaining a few yards, and he'll be stopped at the 2. So 2nd and goal at the 2 now for the Spartans of St. Francis.
Yeah, a yard or two short, but his team keeps moving the ball forward, and that's what you want on the offensive side. Just keep moving the chains, especially with the game in the situation where it is now. Just continue to do things right on offense.
So John Brundage will get the calls from the head coach and the offensive coordinator handling that duties as well, Mike Fitzgerald. So the call has been made to the quarterback with one far out to the near side, one to the left, one man in the slot. John Crisco in the backfield to Brundage's left hip. Second and goal at the 2. Handoff to Crisco, touchdown Spartans. So Jonathan Crisco with his first touchdown of the season, and it makes it 38-0 Spartans. Jonathan Crisco really pumped up to get his first
really
touchdown of the year.
And we're going to get a view of this again, and it looked like maybe the defense was caught off guard there for the Panthers because he really didn't have a lot of, until he was in the end zone, there was not a lot of distress to him.
Here's one more look at that play, Chris, that you were just mentioning a moment ago. Gets the blocks, goes up the middle for it, and jukes to the inside. Score 6.
Just a little bit late. Just a little bit late for Kelvyn there.
So for the extra point will be Jungles. Kick is up, and it's good. He's had a lot of work tonight special teams-wise with kickoffs and extra points, along with one field goal. So it's a 39-0 Spartans lead now with just a shade under 5:15 to go here in quarter number 3. Running clock in effect. As I mentioned before, both coaches agreed back in the first quarter when it was 29-0 to have the running clock start. And we'll take one more look at this touchdown run here by Jonathan Crisco.
Yeah, now we get a really good view. Good shot here. As you see, quick handoff, almost a direct snap. It pretty much ended up being a direct snap to him, is what it would have been. And just a little bit late from the backside to get over into the hole. And good job by the offensive line opening the hole up to allow him to run through and get the touchdown for Crisco.
That's excellent work by our camera crew, Timmy Helms, Rosa Manrique, and Brian Singelman out there. Out in the bleachers up top as well here at St. Francis High School. Kuhn Memorial Stadium is our location. And we're broadcasting off of SportsTownChicago.com. If you ever thought about career in broadcasting, go to BeyondAir.com. Dial 630-916-1700. You can do what we're doing. Calling some Friday Night Lights action here to start the 2015 season.
And, of course, not just Friday Night Lights. You also have high school volleyball that's going to be starting soon.
And if you know Sportstown Chicago, we cover a lot of volleyball.
Right. Not to mention that, of course, we do the All-Star game, which won't happen, of course, until December. Northwestern Hockey, the Chicago Red Stars on our sister station.
DePaul Volleyball as well starts next week.
Right, exactly. So all that you could do and more.
So here comes the kick now from Jungles, as it's a 39-0 St. Francis lead. High kick, as that one is going to be dropped at the 15. Picked up by the Spartans. It looks like they're going to try to switch fields here, trying to go somewhere with it, but it looks like they're going to battle back to their own 20-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will begin their first offensive drive of this second half.
Gang tackle on that one, and I thought maybe that the whistle should have been blown maybe a little bit sooner for forward progress being stopped. As there's, a host of players. I think right there they should have maybe blown the whistle and stopped that. I didn't think he was going anywhere else.
And that was initially getting the contact for the player with the football was Jonathan Crisco, who just had that 2-yard touchdown run a moment ago.
Well, here's the thing. You don't really change up your special teams for the most part because they're not your starters anyways. So you want to keep your special teams unit sort of solid and continuing to work, and you don't have enough players on your sideline, even if you have a really big sideline, to put a whole nother special teams unit out there.
Under 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. We get a whistle, and we stop everything for just a second. And timeout charge to Kelvyn Park. That's their first timeout of this third quarter in the second half. They have 2 remaining. Spartans still have all 3 timeouts remaining. 2:43 to go here in quarter number 3. Again, just have to reiterate, there is a running clock in effect. We've had this running clock since towards the end of the first quarter when it was originally a 29-0 Spartans lead. Both coaches from Kelvyn Park and on St. Francis side agreed to the running clock then. And one of the other storylines into this game tonight, the Panthers, only 15 men on their varsity roster, and 3 of them are down due to injury. So you're almost down to just your traditional 11 players that would be on the field. along with one guy on the bench.
I give their team a lot of credit for being able to play on both sides of the field for a whole game. That takes a lot of effort. That is not an easy thing to do, to play both sides of the field and special teams. I mean, that's the thing too. It's not like they have a special teams unit as well. They're playing offense, defense, and special teams. All three phases they're in.
So the Panthers begin on their own 20-yard line. They just recently called a timeout, their first one of this second half. They have 2 remaining. Spartans have all 3, as I just mentioned a moment ago. 39-0, Spartans lead. Let's look at some other scores going around the IHSA universe in a matter of moments. Looks like Rock Island right now in the third quarter has a 21-6 lead over Alton. Just under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter over there. And Quincy Notre Dame is losing 48-0.
Wow.
So that's another dominant game going on over there.
Quincy's losing?
That is correct.
Did you say? Okay, just making sure I heard that right.
I'm still more surprised about the St. Rita loss earlier today. I know our director, Pete Furry, is very upset about that one. That's his alma mater.
You know what?
Do you know anybody else notice I got a little giddy when Maine South had a 6-0 lead over Montini?
Yeah, we did notice that. Nobody wanted to point it out, though. But when you go back to it for St. Rita, I'll tell you after this play.
As this one is going to be nowhere to go on that one, as getting the handle there and trying to go with a quarterback keep there was Peppers. So DeMar Peppers back having the quarterback roll. And here's one more look at that I formation play here. It looked like you just tried to, you wanted to maybe do a pitch off somewhere, but again, like you said, Chris, lack of communication. That play just really broke down. Only a loss of a yard, though, so for the Panthers, it wasn't that big of a loss. The 2nd and 11. Bad snap. It goes back actually to the fullback, and he's going to fall right on top of that. That's going to be a loss of about 3 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 now. Well, and a timeout again charged to Kelvyn Park. That's their 2nd timeout.
And when you look at it here, here's the thing to consider for Kelvyn Park. They're on their 3rd quarterback, I want to say now.
Well, Peppers was the original 2nd quarterback to start.
Okay, so they're back to their 2nd quarterback. But again, somebody who normally plays a different position. We're going to get a good view here of what happened on this exchange, why it was missed on the Sportstown Chicago Instant Replay, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. You see if it was, so you see the exchange there. He just never got it into his hands.
And then you see as the ball went to the fullback.
And it hit off of a leg. They got lucky that it hit off a leg. It went right to one of their players. But here's the thing. Even with the 2nd string quarterback here for this Kelvyn Panthers team, he doesn't get snaps with a 2nd team or a 1st team because he's part of the 1st team at a different position when he's not playing quarterback. So that's really part of the issue. The struggle here for the Panthers is their guys aren't used to being under center. They have one guy who's used to being under center, and unfortunately, he's injured.
Peppers, the quarterback for Kelvyn Park. Morales and Martinez in the backfield.
Bonzi Valley has a 14-0 lead over Lake Park right now as well, as that handoff to the near side. We'll go back to the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to be 4th and 10 now for the Panthers on their own 20.
Yeah, not a bad run there, and I think the trainer is out there. I think we got another player down, though, unfortunately.
And as they begin the 2nd half, as we do have another Panther injured on the play to the near side towards the Spartan sideline.
Yeah, I think at this time it's Peppers who's the one I think might have went down. You see he gets tackled by 2 players there, getting wrapped up around the midsection.
It looks like his elbow might have, looks like he might have landed awkwardly on his left elbow.
Well, they're working out his left leg.
Let's see. Let's take a look at his left leg if we can see anything. Or right there. Look at the feet get tangled up right there. His right leg, right towards the bottom of your screen, right there. If we freeze it right there, that's where you can see the ankle begin to roll there for Peppers.
But that was his right, wasn't it?
That was his right.
I think they're working on his left, though, is what it looks like. It's tough to tell from where we are.
No, that is his right. Yeah, they're working on his right leg right now.
They are working on his right, okay.
Another quick score update. Montini now has a 14-6 lead over Maine South. No comment.
Montini has the 14-6 lead. Is that what we?
Yeah, they just had a 58-yard touchdown pass from Justin Blake to Tyler West to end the first half.
No Camp on the end of that West, though.
That is correct. Well, maybe I should find a West Chicago update. Wonder how they're doing. This quick injury timeout, though, brought to you by the Illinois Media School, where broadcasting careers begin. We're here at St. Francis High School, the home of the Spartans, here at Kuhn Memorial Field in Wheaton, Illinois. Ryan Fay, Chris Labosco with you on SportsTownChicago.com's Game of the Week, Friday Night Lights. It's the first one of the 2015 season. The fall sports season is getting underway. And it feels like when you're in summer and you're waiting for fall sports, you're just waiting for this week to happen. And then you get college football starting. You get so many things happening towards the end of August and early September, and the routine of just football and more football is back.
And I'm sure a lot of Wheaton St. Francis, I'll tell after the break.
Yeah, we'll go to a quick timeout as there's an injury on the field. Take a short break. You're listening to our Game of the Week here on SportsTownChicago.com.
SportsTownChicago.com is an internet sports station that is located at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard, Illinois. We offer you a chance, or should I say an opportunity, to become an on-air personality, get invited to live sporting events, and we teach you how to